what kind of topics that will be discussed, and kind of workflow kind of task, what we'll be performing in terms of this course duration, we'll be seeing. See here, introduction to Workday learning. So we'll be seeing kind of terminologies. What is the frequency of mostly used terminologies that are used in Workday learning? We'll be knowing that one, and kind of security components of Workday learning. What kind of domains, what kind of security is needed for implementing Workday learning? We'll be seeing that one, and there is a concept called extended enterprise learning. Okay, we'll just get kind of introduced to that extended enterprise learning module, and see how that differs between Workday learning and extended learning, and what are the customers and who are the customers will be going for extended enterprise learning. We'll be looking into that area. And Workday Drive. Workday Drive, will just see how when you're actually loading courses into Workday, how Workday Drive comes into picture, and what kind of work that you'll be doing to in order to load those courses into Workday. We'll be seeing. We'll be touching, the brief definition of Workday Drive. And after this, we'll be getting into core configurations, what kind of reports that are available in Workday and how those are attached to Workday dashboards, and kind of learning administrator dashboard, and learning how a learner can get into Workday courses and all. There will be a kind of dashboards, and how those dashboards can be configured and all. We'll be seeing those dashboards. And workspace. Workspace in the sense, kind of regular kind of configurations, creating courses, creating topics, creating security segments, performing a kind of a core configurations in learning, we'll be seeing here. And building learning elements. So when you wanted to build a course, there has to be a kind of topic behind that, and there has to be a lesson behind that. So all those things, will be getting in Workday learning elements. What type of elements are there, and how to define each element. All those things, we'll be seeing here. And then, we'll be we'll be seeing a kind of checklist. The available security groups, the available domains in learning area, the available business process, how to configure a business process, how a kind of security can be associated to business process, how a business process works. We'll take 2 or 3 examples of business process and configure that business process and see how it works, how to define a condition rule to the business process. All those things, we'll be seeing in core configurations according to organization requirements. Will be taking, from my past experience, I'll be taking a few configurations as per customer requirement, and will be configuring those configurations in tenant. Here, this is the main area where we'll be focusing on the security domains. So what are all the available domains that are capturing Workday data, and overall, what kind of business process are there, and how business process differs when you're performing learning activities in Workday. All those things, we'll be seeing in core configurations. And we'll also create few security groups and see how we can attach those security groups and see how we can attach those security groups to the learning administrator or learner, and how that makes difference and all. We'll be seeing in core configurations. And campaigns and programs. Campaigns is nothing but how you assign, when you create a course, how you assign that course to you're a group of employees or new hires, whenever few team members are joining your organization, and if you wanted to automatically assign any of mandatory courses like code of conduct or any of compliance courses, if you wanted to assign it to employee who can perform, who can take that course, after their onboarding, or during a particular period of compliance training, they can create a campaign and trigger that campaign to all the intended employees. So we'll be seeing all those creation of campaigns and also programs. So we have there are kind of courses, lessons, and all, and how courses, lessons will be differing to programs, and what program holds and how to assign program, and if you assign the program, and if employee is undergoing a training to that program, how, what kind of support is needed there, and what kind of questions you will be having there, those kind of things we'll be seeing. Because assigning course is easy, assigning lesson is easy, assigning campaign is easy, but assigning programs will create some kind of confusion to employees, where you'll be getting a lot of questions when you assign programs. So we'll be seeing, we'll be trying to know what are the programs, and when you assign program to employee, what they have to do and what considerations that they have to make on all, we'll be seeing in advanced learning elements. And finally, we'll be getting into EIB. EIB is nothing but Enterprise Interface Builder, which is inbuilt Workday integration inbound tool. This is actually used during implementation, and most of the customers will be following EAB process, to load anything related to learning from external system to Workday. And if you're a partner company, the concept called iLoads will be available in the place of EIB. iLoads and EIB will be performing the same job, loading data into Workday. Partner company will be using iLoad, and customer company will be using EIB. Okay, basically we'll be creating an EIB. We'll be taking few examples, like create, like as a loading courses or loading instructors, or loading or enrolling the employees into that particular course. Any of example we'll be seeing, and how EIB can be created, what kind of troubleshooting methods that you'll be following, and how data can be inserted into Workday, we'll be seeing in EIB. Also, we'll be covering
What is the
a
difference?
few, yeah,
Sorry. What is the difference between iLoads and EIBs?
both the same, but the tool is different. iLoad is performed to load the data from external system into Workday through partner company. Partners like Deloitte, Accenture, IBM will be having a specific access to iLoads, but customer company will not have access to iLoads. They have to go with EIB. So partner company consultants will be using EIB to load the data into Workday. Any module, not only learning, any other module, benefits,
Mm-hmm.
payroll, recruiting, learning, core HCM, any of the module, if they are actually implementing and loading external system data, legacy system data into Workday, they'll be using iLoads to extract that and to pick the data and dump it into Workday. But in AIB, will be mostly customers will be using. Like
Okay.
Walmart, LinkedIn, all these are customers. Okay, these companies will not be having access to iLoads, they'll be having access to only EIB. So all the customers will be performing the data uploads, I can say, into Workday through
Mm.
EIB.
Okay, got it.
So we'll also see couple of reports related to learnings, what kind of reports are available for learning, and how to extract data, or how to enhance those reports available in learning area. We'll be seeing those reports as well. So overall, this is a kind of course content that we'll be covering, and we'll be getting a kind of exposure to both technical as well as configuration areas in this training duration. When I say technical, it includes reporting, it includes EIBs, it includes security, it includes business process.
Okay. I see many things like mass enrollments or validations are not here, which will
Those
be
are all
covered with.
those are all comes under core configurations. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
Enrolling a candidate into learning course and learning validations and all comes in core
Yeah.
configurations.
Okay, perfect.
So these are all the kind of course content that we'll be covering during this period, whatever schedule period that we have defined. Okay, so the main objective that we'll be having during this learning training is so make you a kind of flexible to handle learning environment, and you should be able to define the difference between workday learning and your any kind of traditional LMS applications. Like, since you already have an idea on success factors, how you can differentiate between these two systems, you should be able to understand in terms of in terms of accessing data, in terms of assigning courses, in terms of extracting data through reports, in terms of uploading data into workday. All these things, when you perform those things in workday, you can be you should be able to identify a kind of differentiate between systems. So that kind of understanding you'll be getting. And you should be able to build your learning components like create course, blended course, digital course, a program. And if there is any kind of specific requirement of creating courses through which are specific to cost associated components will be there. So configuring those things and all you'll be seeing here. And what kind of end user support activities that you'll be performing you'll be seeing. And media management activities, when you're actually loading courses, what kind of prerequisite that you have when you're loading courses, and how you're actually associating media to your course that you're loading. All those things you'll be seeing when we are performing EIB uploads and all.
Okay,
Okay. And uh, so basic terminology that we have in workday learning, which we through entire this course, we'll be frequently listening all these terms in workday. So you should be aware of these terms, which will allow you to relate anything that we are discussing. Mass enrollment. Mass enrollment is nothing but if you wanted to assign courses to any group of employees, or any group of organizations. If you wanted to assign one course to bunch of employees, you'll be having a task called mass enrollment. There you'll be enrolling those candidates into that particular learning, and you have an option to make this course as a required learning for them or non-required learning for them. You have an option to make this required learning area when you're actually assigning course to learners. Okay, learners are nothing but employees. So we'll be listening something called learners. Learners are nothing but employees in workday. Okay, in core HCM we'll call them as an employees, but in workday learning we'll be calling employees as learners.
okay. Now, when we assign,
Yeah, go ahead.
we all can we
Mhm.
also have control as to when we want to trigger the notification of assignment or send reminders. Do we have the control of configuring that?
Yeah. So notifications is completely will be under your control. So if, when enrollment happens, the moment enrollment happens, if you wanted to trigger a notification, you can define a business process definition for that one. And the moment enrollment completes, the moment enrollment you clicked on enrollment submit button, notification will be triggered. And who should be recipients of that notification? That will be under control, whether it is employee, whether it is manager, whether it is learning administrator. Who has to get a notification will be completely under your control. You can configure that one. And sending notifications in the sense sending reminders, and based on the due date that will be configured, sending reminders. All this will be done through campaigns. I told you, right, there is a term called campaign. So we'll be creating a campaign, and we'll be picking a group of employees who has to be under this campaign, and we'll be selecting the particular course. And then once you submit, it will be asking when you wanted to trigger a reminder notification, on what is the due date that it has to be. Once you assign, what is the due date, all these things, campaign will be asking. You'll be providing those details, and you'll be submitting that campaign will be taking care of sending notifications. And if you schedule that campaign, campaign have two options. One is upfront. If you wanted to run now, it will actually, when you click on run now, it will send a notification now, and it will be um, getting all the learning information to the candidate. But if you wanted to schedule, you don't want it to keep any kind of manual intervention, automatically based on due date, campaign has to send a kind of reminder, all those things. You can schedule a campaign, and campaign will be taking care of all sending notifications based on due date, and sending reminders. All these things campaign will be taking care.
Mhm. Okay. So campaigns, apart from campaigns, if it is like what I understand is campaign is can be a group of courses or something, right? And
Group of learners. It can be assigned to group of learners.
a course can be assigned to a group of learners, is it?
Yes, yeah, campaign.
Okay.
If you wanted to send a notification to
What is the
multiple,
difference if you mass enroll or assign it through campaigns in that case? Because that is also
mass
mass enroll
enrollment
is
is a task. Mass enrollment is a task actually. You type mass enrollment in Workday search bar, and you'll be getting list of employees. You'll be selecting those team members, and you'll be submitting. Enrollment will happen. Okay, but campaign is not. The campaign is different. So you'll be creating a report in the background. There will be a report. Who all, let's say, automatically based on employees hire date. Employee Whenever employees joins to the organization, and campaign has to be triggered with the course that has to be assigned. A mandatory compliance course will be there. Okay, it has to be assigned to all new hires. So you'll be generally learning administrators, whenever they have to know every day. So who is the new hire who has joined the organization, and
Mm,
assign this compliance course. But in order to avoid this kind of looking around, we'll be creating a report in the background whenever employee he joins. Okay, whenever employee joins to the organization, report has to capture that information, and it has to give this information to campaign. And campaign will be selecting, today there will be 5 employees. Okay, the campaign will be picking those
mm,
5 employees, and assign a mandatory compliance training to that employee, and will be sending a kind of notification. Thanks for joining this organization as part of compliance program. This course has to be complete within this date of your joining. You are supposed to complete this training. So we'll be sending a kind of notification, and also we'll be sending a kind of due date kind of checkbox, and a reminder kind of checkbox we'll be selecting, and it will be keep on sending reminders after 2 days, after 3 days, after 4 days kind of thing. And tomorrow again, 2 employees have joined. Report will be giving this information to campaign, and campaign will be sending the same kind of information to those 2 employees.
mm.
So a learning administrator will not manually get into employee profile and see the hire date and assign these courses. So campaign will be taking care of based on the report in the background. It will be picking those new hires, and it will be sending to uh, sending all the course information or learning information to employee. So this is one
Oh,
one way kind of campaign can be utilized. But there are multiple ways or multiple requirements that campaign can be used. Okay, so the,
okay.
now I said a kind of new hire thing, but
Mm,
let's say code of conduct is a kind of training, or sexual harassment is a kind of compliance course which every employee has to take for every 6 months. Okay, this is a kind of
mm,
learning rule that an organization have. So you'll be creating a campaign, and you'll be scheduling this campaign for every 6 months. So automatically, without a learning administrator involvement, for every 6 months, this campaign will be sending a kind of notification to all employees throughout the organization, stating stating a kind of information that this course has to be completed within this period, and based on the reminders, it will be sending reminder notifications to team members.
Okay. So what I understand is mass enrollments is if you already have a set of learners, you can enroll people to a particular course for that. And
Hmm.
campaign is mainly to assign for a dynamic group of people, right? Not a
Yeah,
static group. So it's a
yeah.
dynamic group if new joiners come in or anything like that, or a set of
Hmm.
group of people. So dynamically, the system will calculate and it will assign, and you can also have notifications set up as per your requirement,
Yes,
as per
yes.
how often it needs
Yeah,
to trigger.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is the difference.
yeah. So in the background,
Mass
as I said,
enrollment
there
is
will.
mass enrollment is directly enrolling them to the trainings, right?
Yes, yes.
Assign
Mass.
this campaign is just assigning, not enrolling them. So it is two different things, right?
Yes, mass enrollment generally, learning administrators will be having, this mass enrollment. They'll be assigning any of, a team member, group of team members to that one. And campaign is nothing but, in the background there will be a kind of custom report. Whatever data that custom report will be giving to campaign, it will be picking those team members and it will be sending all the notification information. You'll be having an option what information has to be shared to an employee before you share this information. So you have body message, you have subject, you have kind of email. You'll be getting a kind of email to your Outlook stating that this is a course that has been assigned to you and you have to complete within this due date. And to access that course, please click on this link, and this will be directing to Workday Learning. And from there, you can access that particular course and get it completed within this due date. Kind of information you will be giving in campaign, and the campaign will be taking care of sending multiple notification based on the due date or a reminder information that you have opted when you're creating campaign.
Okay. Okay. And what is the difference between notification and an alert?
So notification will be configured in business process. Business process is nothing but in a sequence of tasks that will be generated as per the configuration. And there you'll be having a kind of notification configuration. So you'll be selecting notification to whom you have to send a notification, and what basis you wanted to send a notification, based on completion, based on based on trigger on status, based on completion, based on failure, based on a completed event. If you want to trigger a notification, you'll be having that option in business process. Alert is nothing but where it can be send a kind of notification to all the employees. So if you wanted to send alert is kind of something similar to campaign, but alert can only send a notification. But campaign can be campaign will be actually holding custom report, and it will be assigning all the messages that will be giving, and it will be sending a kind of reminders. Campaign will be sending a kind of reminder, but alert will be not sending a kind of reminders. You need to schedule it. Let's say you wanted to send any kind of custom message to any of learners,
Mm.
okay, for new hires example I can say, okay, for new hires,
Okay.
if you wanted to automatically, this is one time. Alert cannot alert cannot look for dynamically for all the new hires, but campaign can look. Let's say your report today, it has returned 5 members, and tomorrow 2 members are there. So your campaign will be able to identify those 5 new hires today and those 2 new hires tomorrow. But your alert cannot be a, alert cannot identify dynamically to whom notification has to trigger. It is a one time thing. Or let's say 60 members are there in your team. For all the 60
Mhm.
members, if you wanted to send a notification for every 1 month or for every 6 months, alert will be a kind of feasible thing, which you can configure, because you're already defining those 60 members in a report. And for your alert can capture those 60 members from a report and send a notification to all these 60 members. But campaign Tomorrow, today you have 60 members, and tomorrow you have 50 members. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow you have 80 members. So like that, campaign will be picking whatever report is returning, based on the filters that you will be defining to all those things. The campaign will be sending. Campaign will not send a notification to already to whom it has already sent. Today
Yeah.
the 5 members have joined, and tomorrow 2 members have joined. So it will not send notification to the people who have joined yesterday. It will send only notification to people who have joined on that particular day. So based on the
Mhm.
information that campaign will be capturing, it will dynamically send all this information to employees. But configuring alert, in the background, the same custom report will be there. But as I said, it will be not sending notification based on data that has to repeatedly send. It will send to the same group of numbers whenever you run it. Alert will be sending notifications to same employees, whatever custom report is sending, whenever you want it to run. Today you have sent 60 members, and tomorrow you are sending to few more members. Whatever report is giving, it will not repeatedly send. Based on your defining your alert will be sending a kind of notification. But in the background, for campaign, for alert, in the background there should be a report that has to give information to these two. And some
Mhm.
customers, what they'll be doing is, they'll be actually create a campaign, and the, they'll run a campaign. First they'll be sending um, a kind of alert, to their Outlook, stating that this is a kind of campaigner that you are getting assigned, and following is a kind of link, that you can go through to the compliance training and all. They'll be giving in alert, and once the alert is sent, next day, they'll be sending a kind of campaign. Okay, once the alert is sent, kind
Mhm.
of campaign will be scheduled next day, so that campaign will be sending a kind of all the links related to learning, and employee can click on that link, and they can navigate to Workday Learning and take the training. So both are same, but only thing is, alert alert can be used across Workday, not only specific to
Mhm.
learning, but campaign is specific to learning. It is used only
Okay.
in learning. Okay, alert can be
Yeah.
used in any of module, in any of notification that you wanted to send to employee. It is sent to Outlook actually. When you
Okay.
configure alert, it will be, you'll be actually giving a kind of to which who all the security groups that you will be defining. Let's say your HR administrator, okay, and people who are under HR administrator, you'll be giving a security group when you're actually wanting to send a notification to all HR administrators. So when you trigger alert to all HR administrators, you'll be getting a kind of notification whatever you wanted to send. And similarly, if you wanted to send throughout the organization one kind of static information or generic information or update regarding to your workday or anything, okay, you'll be selecting employee as self a kind of security group, and trigger the alert, which will be sending to every employee in the organization with the information that you have inserted in alert.
Okay. So, in campaigns, is
Mhm.
campaign only used for assigning a particular course or a program and then sending out reminders, sorry, right,
Yes.
sending out notification,
Yes.
or can it also be used to recommend, not really assign, recommend some trainings?
No, no, no. Campaign campaign will not recommend anything. It will actually, as I said, right, in the background, to whom you wanted to send. That is one area. And what you wanted to send to learner. Okay, what you wanted to assign, what you wanted learner to know about the course and all. You'll be inserting complete message, and you'll be setting a kind of notification option, whether it has to be it has to be sent to mobile Workday application or desktop or Workday application. You'll be having a kind of option there. So you'll be selecting that, and you'll be submitting that. When you're submitting that, there is an option also called reminders, configure reminders. So you'll be configuring for every 2 days, for every 3 days. If you wanted to send a reminder, you can configure that one and submit that one, and based on that it will be doing. That's the only job campaign will be doing. It will be not recommending any course information, or it will not be recommending any kind of program information to learners.
But recommendation is available, right?
Recommendation is there, yeah. It's in kind of when you're actually creating course, you have an option.
Okay,
But
okay.
through campaign, there is no kind of recommendation that you can have. Okay, and that's about mass enrollment that we discussed. And browse learning content. Okay, browse learning content will be part of a learning dashboard. So every learner will be, if they wanted to view the list of courses available in Workday, and if they wanted to enroll themselves into Workday, this is how they'll be navigated. They need to get into learning dashboard and click on browse learning content, and from there it will be showing a list of courses, and learner can pick any of the course and enroll that and go for training. And business process, I said, right, a sequence of tasks that will be executed based on your the way that you define the business process. Let's say, okay, enrollment is there. Okay, enrollment is there, and if you wanted to define any kind of notifications here, or if you wanted to define any kind of conditions here, the way how you wanted Workday learning to be used or all can be managed through business process. Let's say courses are there, okay, and few organizations will be giving a kind of flexibility to employees to enroll into the course, on their own and complete the course. And few organizations will be having kind of restrictions on enrollment. Okay, if there is any course that is associated with cost, okay, employee should not have access to enroll into that particular course. And once the employee enroll into that course, a kind of notification has to be triggered to the manager, employee's manager, stating that your team member has been was been trying into enroll into this course, but this course is associated with the cost, and where it needs your approval. Once manager clicks on that approval button, then employee will be automatically enrolled into that particular course. So all these kind of conditional kind of enrollments and all can be managed through business process. So business
Mhm.
process is nothing but which allow you to perform the task in Workday. Not only specific to learning, I'm saying, but anything in Workday. Business process allows you the security that you find in business process, the conditions that you define in the business process, the steps that you wanted to design in the business process. All these things, will be, you'll be feeling that whenever you're actually performing those tasks, you'll be feeling all those steps based on the configuration that you'll be making. Let's say, okay, now the moment you submit the enrollment, a kind of notification has to be triggered to manager or to the employee stating that enrollment has been completed. As a learning administrator, you will be enrolling that particular enrollment to the candidate, but candidate should have information, no, so that enrollment has been done. And the manager also, in some cases manager also should be aware that the manager's team member has been assigned to that particular compliance course. So in order to achieve these kind of two requirements, you'll be configuring a kind of notification in this business process. And the moment learning administrator enrolls into that, the notification will be triggered to employee as well as employee's manager.
Okay. So
That he'll be doing.
there are by default business processes defined, is it, from Workday
Yes,
itself when
yes,
we get the
yes.
tenant?
Yeah, so
Oh,
there are multiple business process that are available in learning area, and based on your organization requirement, you can choose those business process and define your own steps. You cannot create new business process. You need to use
oh,
only the one that Workday has provided, but you have an option to um, enhance the existing business process. If you wanted to add any kind of additional steps, if you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
add any kind of condition rules to the existing business process based on your organization requirements, if you wanted to assign any kind of notifications to the business process, or any kind of group of employees to that particular business process. Let's say your Workday Learning is only live to US employees, and now a notification has to be triggered. Obviously, when it is live for only US employees, business process. Probably in future, you have an option to expand your learning system to all other countries. So when you expand to that, for the US employees, you'll be currently providing access to enroll themselves. But for other countries, since the training has not completed, work the learning training is not completed, you'll not allow them to enroll into the course on their own. So there, you'll be defining a condition rule. Only US employees should be enrolled, and for other country employees, they'll be not having access to enroll, kind of restrictions. You can define in business process. Anything that you wanted to access related, or any kind of task related, anything, you can control the business process in Workday Learning. Not only Workday Learning, anywhere, but any business process related learning will allow you to control anything that can be accessed in learning area.
Okay.
And campaign, we discussed, it's nothing but you'll be assigning enrollments to employee, and in order to send a kind of reminders, you'll be using campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And catalog, learning catalog is nothing but kind of in dashboard you'll be having a kind of learning items, which will be showing manage some kind of different options, like manage courses if you wanted to get into the courses, or create courses if you wanted to create course, or edit the course if you wanted to edit the course. All these things will be bunched into a kind of learning catalog. So learning catalog will be showing all these options, like in dashboard, in learning dashboard. For a learner, it will be different. For learning administrator, it will be different. So learning catalog provide a list of learning items in the learning dashboard. And course,
Okay.
course is
So
nothing
can
but
it
what you
have
have.
multiple catalogs? Meaning, for example, I understand it's a library of courses, right? So
Yes,
if it's a
library
library of
of learning items.
learning items,
Yeah,
learning items are
related.
courses.
You have a blended. You have a course. When I say course, there are multiple types of courses. One is digital course, one is blended course,
Mm,
one is program. Kind of
mm.
different courses are there. So all these things are grouped under a catalog.
Backlog. Okay. So now, if I have some course, for example, export control course, that is only specific to US employees.
Hmm.
So that should not be available for India employees, for example.
Yeah. So
So
in
should.
that way, probably you need to define a topic actually, and provide a different security to that one. So what you can do is, generally whenever you create a course, okay,
Mhm.
whenever you create a course, there has to be a topic in the background. So topic will be holding a course, right? So let's say you're creating any courses related to benefits module, okay, and benefit enrollments, or benefit HIPAA courses, kind of things, you'll be creating in benefits area. And this benefit courses shouldn't be sitting in regular courses that you're assigning to employees. Should be sitting in a different topic called benefits. So you'll be creating a topic called benefits. Under benefits, you'll be creating all these courses, and only to benefits team have to have access, not all other employees will be able to access these courses. Only benefit team members should be able to access this course. So we'll be doing a kind of filtering in the report, in the standard report, we'll be filtering this, and will be doing a kind of conditions. Only benefits team should be able to access, and no other team member should be able to access this course. Similarly, the US employees that you're saying, so we'll be creating one topic, one one topic for that particular course, and assign all these courses into that topic. And at topic level, we'll will define a security that only US team member should be able to access, and other than US, no member should be able to access this course. Kind of security we'll be defining. We'll be seeing that. We'll be configuring and we'll be showing that.
Okay. Okay. But in the So you have to restrict by topic, but not through catalog, is it?
No, no, not through catalog. Catalog is nothing but which will be giving you information. These are the available courses, these are the available blended courses, these are available programs. That is, there is
Okay.
nothing that you can play around with the catalog.
Okay. Then what is the use of multiple catalogs then in that case? One catalog will be enough for everything, right? Then in that case.
As I said, right, I know some organizations, they wanted to have a specific catalog, for only their team, or specific catalog for executive, board. There will be different courses, that CEO level CEO staff has to perform. So for those CEO staff, will be creating one catalog, and what are the available courses for that CEO staff, and similarly leadership team, and similarly employees. So for different levels, we'll be having different set of courses that they can enroll and complete that one. So to give a kind of flexibility to them pick the courses, we'll be creating a separate catalog for them to pick the related courses in that particular list.
So catalogs are also assigned to some group, is it? Group of
Yeah.
users.
Yes. Based
So
on
we
the
can,
security that we'll be defining, based on security we'll be defining, let's say if you're part of CTO staff, okay, executive leadership team, so probably whatever security that is defined, we'll be configuring that particular security to the catalog, and that particular group of members, will be able to access that particular catalog in order to access the courses that they are intended to perform.
okay, I see there also can be restriction there. Okay, I think when we see
It's
it, I
it's
get it.
completely based on your organizational, how they wanted to have their entire course structure to be visible to employees, how they wanted
Right.
to employees, to access it, completely based on your organization requirement, and probably we'll be picking in a few scenarios and we'll be showing how it can be accessed.
Okay.
And course, as I said, right, we have two types of courses. One is digital course, one is blended course. Digital course is nothing but a kind of virtual thing. It can be recorded, it can be a kind of webex kind of trainings. But blended courses are nothing but a kind of classroom training and instructor led trainings. Instructor will be available to provide a training. So digital courses where instructor is not required, it can be a kind of virtual training through recorded mode.
Okay. Got it.
And a group of blended courses are called programs.
Yeah.
as,
Program
as
is only
program,
collection of blended courses, not
yes,
digital.
not digital collection of blended courses.
Oh,
But mostly, people will be because blended courses is nothing but a kind of instructor led training, right? So you'll be, whenever you're assigning blended courses to team members, it will be a kind of instructor led training one by one. Let's say in benefits area, let's say in core HCM area. So you have a kind of required trainings, that you need to um, take, which are kind of instructor led training. So you'll be picking all those instructor led trainings, and you'll be assigning it as a one program, and this program will be assigned to an employee. And until unless all those required trainings are completed, you'll not mark this program as completed in Workday. Until unless those team members are completed with all the trainings that are part of this program, the employee will not be marked as complete in Workday. But when you assign a digital course, digital course is a kind of is not a kind of instructor led training. So most of the customers, will prefer to have blended courses dumped into program, but not a digital course. You can actually, if there is any requirement that you can dump digital courses into program, you can do that. But mostly instructor led trainings, will be assigned to an employee through program.
but can't we have both? For example, um, maybe
You can
Six
have, you
Sigma,
can have,
Six
you
Sigma
can
code,
have.
Six Sigma, yeah, certification or something we can create as a program, and it can contain a fundamentals course, digital course, and it can also contain Six Sigma Green Belt core like that instructor-led course. So both together will be completing the program. So we can add, right?
You can have such kind of cases also.
Okay.
If I, it's
Hmm.
completely, it depends upon your need, how you wanted to have your program to be assigned, and what has to be included in the program. You can. But so far, whatever implementation that I've done, I've I've been from business stakeholders of learning. I used to get a kind of request on blended courses, group
Okay.
bundle all the blended courses and assign it to an employee as a program kind of request I got, but not a kind of combination of both the digital as well as blended. Most of the customers, where I'm implemented learning, I've not seen such kind of request. But you can you have an option to go for combination and assign it as a program.
Suppose we have blended, for example, as you said, in a program, there might be three blended courses put together as a program, right? We are
Mhm.
assigning these blended courses. We are assigning it, right? We are not enrolling them. We are assigning it only,
Yes, we are
isn't it?
assigning. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So,
Program. So
suppose this
when you're
blend.
let's say you have created a program. Okay. Now
Hmm.
program consists of around 3 to 4 courses. Now, if you wanted to assign these courses to employee, when you are actually enrolling that particular, when you go to enroll task, or if you are a manager or if you are administrator, when you are actually enrolling, system will ask you whether it has to be a digital course, whether it has to be a digital blended course, or it has to be a program. It will ask you all these three information. It will ask you, so you can pick digital, blended, or program. When you pick the program, it will show you the list of programs that are available in the system. And once you select the program and once you submit, that program will be enrolled into the particular candidate, current candidate
Okay.
learnings record.
Okay. So, for example, when we are assigning, so just clarify whether assigning and enrolling are same thing or different things.
When you are actually wanted to enroll employees into learning, there are different tasks. Okay,
Uh,
one is mass enrollment, one is enroll content in a kind of business process is there. So through this business process you'll be enrolling. But assigning is something where you are actually making learning course as a required for that employee, through not in a manual process but through automated process, through campaign, through alert, or through a kind of notification that you will be sending information to employee that you're assigned to this course. And if you click on that link, you will be having an option to enroll, and you can enroll into the course and complete the training kind of option you'll be providing through assigned task, like campaign, like alert, any kind of these tasks.
okay. So right now, when we are creating a program, for example, I'm creating a program with two blended courses,
Hmm.
and I'm assigning that particular program.
How you are assigning?
Maybe directly assigning or through campaign, however I'm assigning. So
Hmm.
user has to
Hmm.
complete both the courses to complete the program, right?
Yes, both.
So if
It
I
will be
don't
not
have
shown as a mark.
offering, yeah, but if I'm not scheduling any offering for that blended course, user cannot complete it, right?
User
So
cannot. You need to actually schedule that one. When you're actually, when you
is
wanted
it
to
mandatory
actually,
that when we are creating a blended course in a program, a schedule has to be there or something like that, or is it like you can assign and probably later you can schedule it?
No, you can assign it and you can also take care later. But mostly, if you schedule a campaign, it will automatically do its job, right? Whenever it needs to be assigned and all. But you can assign that particular program, and probably offering part, you can take care later. That also can be done. But mostly, whenever you're actually assigning anything to employee, if it has to be a kind of recurring process, you'll go for campaign, or you'll go for any kind of recurring process with alerts and all. But if it is a kind of one time activity, and if an employee has to complete within this due date, no need of scheduling that one. Employee can, based on the notification that workday business process will be triggering, employee can get into that particular enrollment and complete that training for all the blended courses that are part of the program.
Okay. So when we're
And
creating a program, that means that we need to be making sure that we are creating schedules also, because there's no point in assigning without scheduling it,
yeah,
right?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay, that has to be kept in mind.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, one more question. So when we complete a particular course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, do
Creation
we
or
get
doing?
do when a user completes a particular course,
Mm-hmm.
be it blended or digital,
Mm-hmm.
uh, does the user get a certificate of completion of that particular course?
Okay, so it's depends upon the workday, as per workday standards, the kind of transcript will be available in workday. If employee gets into the transcript history, all the listed completed courses will be showing in the transcript history, and he can pick the course and see a kind of delivered template of the completion of that particular transcript. But if you wanted to have a kind of customized certificate, customize the transcript that employee has to get based on the completion, that is done through custom development. Outside of workday, we'll be developing that one. But inbuilt, there is a activity called there is a kind of in dashboard, there is an option called transcript history. So all the completions will be coming into this transcript history, and employee can pick the completed course and view the transcript. So which shows that the employee has completed this training in that particular area on that particular date. Kind of transcript history, you will be seeing that particular transcript.
Okay, so it's not like we can have a certificate of completion for each course. We
For
cannot
each
even
course,
complete course.
let's say you're there and you have completed 10 courses, and you wanted
Mhm.
to view a kind of kind of certificate in a PDF format. Okay, if you wanted to view that one, so you'll be getting into your transcript history, and you'll be seeing all your completed courses. And if you click on any one of the hyperlink, you'll be having all those completed history. And if you click any of the course, you'll be seeing a kind of workday delivered a transcript, the card, which will be showing
Okay.
your name and the course name, which is as completed. It will be showing all this information. Only
It will
completed
also show
courses
when
will
we
be,
have completed.
yeah, it will be showing all the completed courses will be part of
uh,
this transcript history. So now
Transcript
if
history.
it is in, if it is in progress, or if it is not started mode, you'll be not seeing those courses in transcript history.
So we can we customize this transcript by
Yes, you can. Yeah.
like adding our company logo and those
Yes, you
kind of
can.
things,
That's what I
right?
said, right? If you have any kind of custom requirements, that has to be done outside of Workday through custom
Oh,
development tool.
it's outside
Custom,
Workday, is it?
it's outside of Workday. There is a third-party tool called a Business Intelligence Reporting Tool, which will be associated with Workday. You'll be developing your all those custom layout outside of Workday, and you'll be deploying the development into Workday. You can start using those. Custom layouts as per your requirements. Those are done through business intelligence reporting tool, which are a kind of programming related tools actually, which is built on Java environment. So you
Is there
need to
any
do some
name for this tool, or is it just
but
called BIR?
but we call it as but.
Okay, okay. So that is only specific to Workday, or it is you can connect any other system?
No, specific to Workday. It is actually
Okay.
public tool, but Workday is also associated with that. Only Workday system will be correct. connected to it. No other system will be connected to that. But
Oh,
outside of that, it can also connect to MuleSoft. It can also connect to Azure. But whatever Workday is associated with, you need to connect to only Workday tenant. You need to provide a Workday URL. Then only with your login ID password, then only it will be connecting to Workday, or else it will be not.
suppose we create using Bird tool. How will we import to Workday?
So you'll be having a report actually. You'll be creating a report, and you'll be assigning that report to the learning dashboard, and to the learning report, whatever BERT layout will be there, you'll be deploying that to the report, and that report custom design, that you have designed through BERT can be accessed in learning dashboard through the custom report. Dashboard is nothing but in the background, all those are reports only. In learning dashboard, whatever items are there, all those are reports only. In the background, you will be assigning this BERT layout to the report, and that report will be generating your certificate or your transcript in a way that you wanted to have.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, so probably we are above our time. We'll continue our discussion, and probably we'll get into our tenant.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Thank you, and you take
fine.
care.
Thanks. Bye.